Yeah, hello everyone. Yes, I play one of the other cat girls on this campaign. Local cat wizard at your service. But when I'm not being a cat wizard, I am Yulia. I am Royal Navy T on both Twitch and Twitter. Do a lot of D&D with these wonderful people, play a lot of RPGs, and we have a good time. So thanks for always having me.
Thank you, Yulia. Apparently, my
Oh
slobby
no.
knob had reset my microphone, so nobody heard my intro. But it's fine. I'm the DM. I run the game. My slobby knob was muted. Next up, we got Ilya.
Hello, my name is Lily, and I'm playing Ilya. Apparently, I'm having some internet issues, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet in case I'm going robot while I try and fix it. So, love y'all.
Beep to the boop. This is Eberron. You could have been a Warforged. That you could have been in character.
True.
Thank you, Lily. Next up, we got the horniest milk this party could ever hope for. We got Euphoria.
Oh boy, that's me. Howdy, everybody. I'm Maris. I play Lady Euphoria Cox, everyone's favorite horny hot pink tiefling MILF. I don't know what streaming is anymore, so I'm just happy to be here and be queer and play D&D with my friends.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Maris. And next up, we got your pal Malral.
Hey, I'm playing Malral, but you can also know me as Leecher of the Bronze. I'm a bronze dragon, and I like to play TTRPGs and other stuff over on my channel over the weekend, so feel free to pop by and look at that. But for now, I shall be Big Dragon Daddy.
Ooh woo. Thank you, Litro. Next up, we have last but never least, we've got Shawnee.
Hi, it's me, Shani, but it's actually me, gay clown knight Sif here today. We got a low vibe today, but I will be here and queer. I don't really have I got the usual thing to say, but also one thing before that. Friday, extra long super duper Spider-Man stream for obvious reasons. That's really it. Oh, and I love you guys tons. Big kisses, big hugs.
Extra long.
19 inches of venom.
Hey yo. Thank you, Sif. All right, everybody. Previously on Eberron, Ashes of the Last War, our party was finding themselves fighting for their lives against the army of Zhongro Jinzhao, and inside of the streets of Nue Hue, as they were engaged in this combat. Kai Shen was able to bounce back after and then promptly get slammed unconscious. But thankfully, his loyal friends were able to pop him back up, and due to the peculiar gerrymandering of a wall of force, Jonro found himself entirely surrounded by enemies and alone. And with that, all attempts to try and help him, such as an attack on Titan Ogre leaping over the wall, were promptly destroyed and then tossed back over the wall with true flair by Shani. Before our girl Kamar critted with a big 52 damage chromatic orb that I did not see coming, which promptly weakened Jongro considerably as none other than Euphoria started to subdue him, bringing to his knees so that Kai Shen could deliver the fateful finishing blow, which he did with promptly impaling him and then severing Zhongro's connection to Clan Zhao and casting him out as Roken to be clanless forever before chopping off his head. With this, the party was able to get the surrender of the remaining Clan Jin forces, and then had to deal with the after effects of war, basically. Something that many in the party were not terribly used to, seeing the locals having to bury their friends and family members, burning their bodies so that the last connections that would tether their spirit to the world were eliminated, so they could freely watch over their descendants and loved ones. Kai Shen had to reflect on killing his own brother and also finally getting vengeance for 15 years of suffering, and kind of has struggled with the what do I do next kind of thing. So after some absolutely straight up riz on Euphoria, he promptly, talked to the various members of the party, and with that, they started rebuilding the town as much as the party could, and helping finishing burying what's left of the dead. And with that, they were in town long enough for the most sacred day in goblinoid culture, the day of reunion, to happen, where the spirits of dead clan ancestors can briefly materialize and wine and dine with their descendants, to which Mal-Ral, having freed his wife and son from their imprisonment inside of the Mournlands, was able to get visited by them and had a touching reunion, as then the pain of, even with all of this, nobody still came for Kai-Shen, was promptly cast aside as Kai-Shen's wives and children appeared, and they told him that they had always been looking after him and had always been watching and trying to guide and protect him, even if they weren't able to do it quite as directly as they would normally. And with this, the party got to meet his family, he got to have a touching reunion of his own, and his wives told the party that, they care about him deeply, but he's not ready to come be with them. And the party should really give him more of a life than the suffering that he has lived up to this point, and make it so that he has a life worth living, so that he has plenty of stories to tell in the next. And with that, we ended for the night. And so we will pop back in on the day after the day of reunion, as you guys are basically gathering your things to leave Nue Hue and head back to old Greywall. Is there anything in particular you wish to do before heading out?
I know that Euphoria and Ilya were gonna have a conversation, but seeing as the internet's being very rude for Lily right now, we can save that for later and say it's gonna happen like on the train home or something.
Okay. Sounds good. What about you, Kamar?
Sorry, well, I zoned out. Shut up.
we are twins, but we're like, we're not that. So we're still are we still technically in the village?
Yeah, you're still in the village. This is like whatever is your last things you want to do in the village before heading out.
Okay. I don't think she would be doing anything in particular other than like gathering her stuff and making sure everyone is good to go.
Okay. As you guys are gathering your stuff, Mal-Ral, Sherloon, everybody's favorite thick as fuck pinup goblin, will come flagging you down as you guys get your wagon ready to head out. Hey there, big fella.
Well, hello. If you're here for the recipe of the fire breath wine, I'm sorry. That has to stay with me.
Oh, you wound my heart. I'm sure I could persuade you to give it to me eventually.
Nope, sorry, family recipe. There's only one way you're getting that.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way. Besides that, I just wanted to thank you for everything you did helping to rebuild my inn. And I want you to know that if you ever get tired of fighting for lost causes, you're always welcome to come back here. I'm sure I can, you're good with your hands. I'm sure I could find something to put you to work.
I'm sure you can.
She gives you a little wink, and she gestures for you to bend down. Because you're very tall.
He does so.
She gives him a little smooch on the cheek, and then gives another little wink and sachets away.
A little red in the cheeks, and you can see a little bit of smoke coming out of the sides of his mouth as he gives a bit of a smirk.
All cheeked up. But yeah, and then Shawnee, is there anything you want to do left in town before you head out?
Well, considering how Sherloon might be a little busy at the moment, um, I'm gonna go somewhere really high and just take it all in.
The tallest building in here is 2 stories, and half of it got collapsed by various ogres falling on it or through it.
I'm very athletic. I can stand on like a beam or something.
Okay. So yeah, you can get on top of the glittering goblin and see the surrounding landscape covered in the scars of battle and the new sea of half buried swords and spears and weapons from all of the dead that are a result of what happened to be able to defend this place.
And I think until someone comes to get her, Shawnee will just sit there and take it in and ponder on if this is the impact that she has now, what sort of impact will she have when she's more, just more.
Okay. Yeah, so eventually someone will come flag you down, and as you get back aboard your wagon, you'll see the orc mayor of the town, Jogan, comes out carrying a massive, like it looks to be like a massive duffel bag, that you hear some clanging from. And he walks up and looks at Kai Shen and goes, "It's about time you take this. No reason keeping it here anymore." And Kai Shen goes, "I don't know if I'm ready for that." "Well, that's beside my interests. All I can say is you've done what you can for the town. Just take it and hopefully it'll come in handy for whatever comes next." And he tosses the duffel bag to Kai Shen, who you hear a massive clang of metal, and Kai Shen's knees buckle a little bit as he catches it. And he'll just nod and he'll put it in the back of the wagon. And with everybody aboard, you guys will begin your couple-day journey to the closest town in Brayland.
As they're going,
yeah.
Sorry. As they're going back, Malrel, like as he was like getting in, he's like, "I love this village. When are we coming back? I think I can put a few extensions on the next time we visit."
I don't even want to begin to ask on that, but we'd probably have more free time once everything involving, the world-ending crisis is over.
And I did notice the Bard. She was kind of into you, Malrel.
You think?
You didn't notice?
No, I think he's.
It was a bit hard to spot.
It was literally on your face.
Oh, was it? You see, my eyes make it so that I can't really see too well in front of me. He's got that big snout in the way.
Feel it?
He gives a bit of a smirk.
Oh.
It's joshing you.
Well, that's going in my journal.
Yeah, and you begin the couple-day journey to the Brayland Lightning Rail Station, and then it'll be a couple days to get back to Greywall. So yes.
I also would like to ask Kai Shen something on the way back, whether it be on the carriage or on the train.
Either way, does it matter which venue it is?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Hey there, Kai. Not to sound like one of those characters from my sister's books, but what you got in the sack? Just jangling a lot.
What you got in that sack, big boy?
Hey yo!
Hey yo! He will raise an eyebrow.
You know what I mean,
he will kind of gesture his head over to it and say, "It's a relic of my time before all of this, my time back with the clan. I gave it up long ago when the clan essentially had given up on me. And perhaps, perhaps it's time. And Jogan was right. Maybe it will come in handy."
I figured it was something that you could, use in a fight. But listen, as someone who's had to change things to fit whatever they've become, if you find that that armor or weapon or whatever that is doesn't exactly sit right on you because, well, you're different now, it doesn't have to be what it was before. Myself, Silonia, Kai Shen,
I'm
you
Kai
put in the
Shen.
wood, or Malorel, excuse me. I'm really out of it today, guys. Please bear with me.
That is me. I know who Kai Shen is.
Well, good, because you're part of this too, I guess. If you find something old doesn't fit right anymore, you could ask any of us, or someone else if you prefer. There's no shame in making something old something new. And she holds up her bangles that used to that were made from the metal of her old claws and stuff.
I understand, and I appreciate the sentiment. It'll be odd to don it once more, but we shall see how that goes, I guess.
Well, regardless of what you've donned it for in the past, you've got a new clan watching out for you too, okay?
He does a slight smile and goes, "That I do."
Alright then. I'm gonna go crash in the Danicat for a bit then. Feel free to do whatever it is you do with my moms. I don't know why, they seem to be happy around you for some reason right now.
As you guys are on the train itself, as a part of the journey, at one point, you'll see Kai Shen take the duffel and go into his sleeping car, and then he'll come out, and he looks a lot like that statue now. He is wearing a suit of very stylized full plate, covered in goblin characters, and it is covered in all of these, like spikes and hooks and things. And he, kind of lifts up, pulls aside a mask that goes over the bottom half of his face, and goes, "I will be honest, I'm surprised this still fits."
You look like a warrior.
Goodness,
You
it
certainly,
Mhm.
you certainly have kept yourself well in shape in the last few years, I'm sure.
What were you saying, Kamar?
She was just saying how he looked wonderful in it.
Yeah. I appreciate the sentiment. This is my armor I used to wear when I would go into battle, when I was the Lord of Strikes. After everything that happened with Clan Zhao, I just couldn't bear to wear it anymore.
But after today, you're willing to?
Kind of shrugs and kind of works the joint of one of the arms and goes, "I'm the last of Clan Zhao, and I feel it'll be needed in these coming days. I Perhaps the world needs the Lord of Shrikes, or at least you do. I guess only time will tell.
You'll have to stop by my workshop sometime. We can see if we can't spiffing it up a bit, while still keeping its originality and meaning behind it. You'll have to help me with that.
Will be appreciated to have a smith of your caliber.
I know.
And he'll kind of do a little side glance to Shani and go, perhaps this will discourage people from becoming overly physical with me.
Mm,
And he does a little smirk.
Johnny is going to get a quick scan of the room in response to that sentence.
Kamar's doing the same thing.
She doesn't say anything about it. The initial response to the armor was like a smirk of like haha, it looks good, and now it's like a what do you mean by that? What are you talking about? Eyes squint really hard, trying to insight check him.
Yeah, he shrugs, and as he starts to walk away to change out of it, he goes, I have been told I can be pretty prickly. And he changes.
Is that a joke? Was that supposed to be a
No.
joke?
No, I think he's using the joke to hide something. I can't figure it out though. I felt strangely paternal. That doesn't feel right. Something's wrong.
That felt strangely directed at something.
We need context. Out of character. Shawnee asking, "Are you fucking my mom's?" Out of character.
The following day, Kashin will just be kicking back with the party as you guys are getting closer to Greywall, and he'll kind of be looking listlessly out the window as he kind of runs his thumb along the pommel of one of his swords. He's just kind of looking distant.
I think if Lily is able to have a conversation.
I'm here. It's just
okay. We got
I don't know how
phone
good
edition.
I sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got phone edition. That's the best I got.
Cybernetic Ilya, let's go.
Yeah. I know there's a conversation that we definitely wanted to have. So she would try to seek out Ilya just by herself and kind of gracefully nudge her and just say, can we talk? And nod her head over to, I guess, a private, compartment room.
Well, of course, dear. Is something wrong? You seem a bit more hesitant than usual.
I don't know. I just want to talk a few things through.
As you wish. We can go into the cabin over here, and they'll lead the way. Getting, enough distance away from the rest of the party as possible.
I don't mean to be blunt or stir up any sort of bad memories, but I can't stop thinking about Kashan, seeing his family again, and just just how happy that he looked.
Hmm.
I've never seen him like that, with his guard dropped and just so full of life. And was it the same with you and Dokrin?
You know, when we were together, it felt like the world was right. Like I had nothing to lose and everything to gain with every passing day. And mm, when I saw Dokrin, or not Dokrin, I saw Kai Shen just those few nights ago, I'll admit I saw some of that same love. But I think that I may perhaps be the best person to say that even though we lose people we care about, that we love, both romantically, platonically, and familially, everyone deserves to go through as much of their life with someone close to them, with someone that loves them, like we have found together with each other. When I think about Dolgren, I do still love him, but if he were to have not died that day, he wouldn't be here right now anyways. As awful as that may sound, it would be very likely that he would have passed on himself. And of course I knew that. I knew that going into it. That the people that I love, mortals, they wouldn't be able to be with me as long as, well, my kind, I suppose you could say. But it doesn't make me want it any less. Now, Aisha, you're worried that he's happier with them than living. Go ahead.
It's
I've been speaking too long.
it was that obvious, huh?
Just given the hesitations that you showed, and given that I have been thinking similar thoughts too.
It's just I was happy for him. I truly was. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that he got the relief and the closure that he's been looking for all these years. I couldn't help but feel a little. It sounds so selfish, but I couldn't help but feel a little envious for a few reasons. I mean, it made me aware of what I never had. And I loved my family deeply, but it wasn't like that. And I'm not about to compete with ghosts. I can't. I can't be second best again. Not for him. and not for you.
Ilya will grab Euphoria's hands and hold them very close. Just say, "You are not second best for me. Of that, I can assure you. These few months that we have been together have meant so much. I never thought that I would find someone that I could feel the way I do about you again. But I suppose I had resigned myself to the fact that I would spend the rest of my long, long life without. But in that way, I suppose I am used to loss. And don't let your self-doubt deprive me the joy of having it again. I love you, Euphoria. And you know that I would do anything for you.
You love me?
I do.
I love you too, Ilya, and frankly, that scares the shit out of me.
Love is a scary thing.
Kind of swore off it. Didn't work out so well, did it?
Not all do. I suppose that's one of the reasons that we read so many books of romance. To try and hope that, at least in some way, our lives can live up to the examples that they set. But there's no reason to be scared of loving, because as someone that has lived many long moments and will live many more, I prefer for my moments to be filled in the arms of someone that I love and loves me back. And she'll pull Euphoria in for a tight hug.
She'll hug her back and just give a big sigh and just, this is such a mess.
It is indeed. And I don't know if this helps, but I feel the need to say it. Whatever happens here, if we find a way to say Jubilee without you having to commit yourself, I would still love you to the day that you pass on. Without hesitation, without a second thought. Okay?
That's quite grim, darling, but weirdly
Oh.
reassuring.
You know, when you live so long, it's. I must be honest, the thought crosses my mind. It's as grim as it may be.
Well, provided we save the world, I think I still got a few hundred years. I think we'll be all right.
A few hundred years is plenty enough to find true happiness together. I'm sure of it.
And I guess the rest is up to Kashin then. What he wants to do.
Indeed. We cannot force him to decide it one way or the other. But I think his wife's wishes come to mind. He still has some life left to live. Life that deserves to be lived in the eyes and embrace of those he cares about.
It was the first time having the wife's blessing. That was kind of weird for me.
Can't say it's something I'm used to either. That I don't. I can't imagine if Dolphin came down or something like that. That would be quite wild. I don't know if I like that image.
It'll,
I
but it'll, but it'll be all right, though. I'm all right, right?
all right. Are you asking me to say if you are a good person or if you feel all right right now?
I guess just to know that I'm enough. Just as is. No frills attached. No pretty housewife trophy packaging. The
I would never
ruthless
feel.
mercenary that can't keep her feet planted.
I would never want a housewife. No trophy wife. I want someone that is truly one with me, heart and soul.
Hmm.
I
Um,
know the, the burdens of, well, what came to pass with your previous relationship can haunt you, just as those of a good relationship lost can haunt people like myself. But both of us deserve this, and don't let any sort of doubt or fear deny you of your ability to be happy.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Fuck him.
After all, why wouldn't? I believe we've established this before. Seeing Augustus worm like that is truly enjoyable, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I'm still going to torment him and Oriana every opportunity I get. I hope you're like okay with that.
Oh, naturally, and I'll be glad to be there as your eye candy or even your royalty to hold over them.
Well, in that case, let's continue saving the world so we'll have plenty of awful stuffy balls to go to and rub our success in their noses.
Indeed. Too many more, darling.
She'll give her a little smooch and a little pat on the cheek. Just thank you. I promise I won't always be weepy like this.
It's okay to be VP sometimes. You don't have to be strong forever.
We'll see about that.
Being strong is welcome, though, but never assumes that you have to be that at all times. You know you'll always have a cool shoulder to lean on to let your frustrations out.
Thank you. Now, let's head back. Don't want them wondering
want-
where we went.
If you wanted to stay and lie down, you're more than welcome. I can take care of them.
Hey, yo.
I'm all right. We'll save me on my back for later.
Oh!
Hey, yo!
Hey, yo!
Very well.
As the gay moms are gaying it up, is there anything the other three of you wish to say or do?
Kamar will probably be hanging out and doing whatever Shawnee's doing. She's getting into trouble, or we'll probably attack the dining cart.
Aside from nomming, Shawnee, are you getting into trouble? If you're back. Otherwise, go to Malral.
Malrel is probably just talking to Kaishin about his armor and ways to improve it while still trying to keep, what makes it unique.
Gotcha.
Just being a blacksmith.
As
If we
you
want to keep the actual plates there, we can do that, but we probably need a more enforced twine to actually bind them together.
yes, of course. He seems kind of distracted.
Are you all right?
I have just been thinking about the past.
Yes, that is a thing people tend to think about, but is there anything in particular?
Just reflecting on everything that happened. My brother used to say that I was the last son of a centuries dead empire, and that I upheld a way of life, a way of being a goblin that was archaic, and that what they needed was their own kingdom, not this traveling life of nomadic mercenary work for whoever would be willing to employ us, where the true reward is glory and gold. I didn't understand it. It was always how our culture has been, but seeing the way those people fought and their will to defend their homes makes me feel like perhaps he was actually right about that. And had I seen that sooner, my family would still be alive. My brother would still be alive. And yeah.
Kaishin, you can't put that upon yourself. You were a different person back then. The choices you made have turned you into the person you are today. And you would not have made the same choices if you were there now. As a Dragonborn, I understand the needs of tradition. It is very important to my people as well. You saw the Dragonborn party I threw. Many of my ancestors threw very similar parties. However, tradition is much like its people. While it does give them a sense of self, the people able to unite with them past relatives and past family. Tradition is just like the people. Over time, it changes and adapts. But that doesn't mean it can't be used still to keep the people reminded of their history, to help them learn and feel more of themselves, It is good to change, but it is also good to remember what brought your people there in the first place. You wanted to keep the history of the goblins, what made them strong. And there is nothing wrong with that. And now you realize that sometimes change can be good, that it can help people. This is also good. Do you understand?
I understand it on a philosophical level. It's just difficult to process considering here I am at the end. I don't have a clan anymore. I'm the last Zhao in every possible way now. There's
Well, I know
nothing
a
to
few
settle.
ways to fix that.
Yeah. It's just I think about what it could have been, and perhaps I could have saved my clan from itself.
But you didn't. And you live with the present today. There's no use in dwelling on what could have been, but rather affecting the now. You know this. And considering how I've seen you talk to the others, I think there are a few ways you can get a few more Zhao.
He kind of grunts and goes, I don't know. I'm 50 years old. I feel like my breeding days are behind me.
Huh? Can't knock it till you try it. He kind of elbows Kaishin a little bit in the arm.
Ugh. Perhaps you were right about one thing at least. There is a future now, as Shawnee always insists, then life goes on. And now I'm in the place I have not been in over 15 years. Not just dwelling in vengeance or ambivalence. I'm strangely adrift, but perhaps that will guide me to wherever I must go next.
It's as I always say, life is like an ingot. One day, the steel is made into a dagger, but then that dagger can be recycled and turned into nail clippers or shears. And then one day, that same set of shears may be again recycled and turned into a shield. Life goes on, life changes, but it's still the same metal.
I feel like the shears have a very different story when they come from a origin bathed in the blood of their enemies.
Maral gives a smirk. Is it any different from any other war hero?
We aren't heroes. We're just those who survived.
Or heroes to those that we came back to.
Now we have to protect these characters until the very end. I hope that they can become nail clippers in their own right, regardless of how much blood they are dipped in.
Well, luckily they got two old geezers to help protect them, huh?
And I will remind you that Ilya is twice as old as I am.
Yeah, she still seems to be going strong.
That she does. Gets a little smirk.
All right, now back to your armor. So I was thinking, coordinated steel wiring.
And yeah, he'll chit chat with you about doing some renovations to his armor as the train will roll back into Greywall, and you guys can return to your beautiful mansion that you haven't seen in probably about a month and a half at this point, because it was a month of travel and then preparing the village plus the subsequent rebuilding and return trip. So it's been a bit.
Can't wait to sleep on that feather bed again.
Hold on. Given general luck of things, I'm expecting something. Give it a second. Let it air out. Maybe someone else will deal with it first before we walk in there.
Expecting.
I don't know, but when we're all together, I expect sudden events to be around the corner. It's just I think we waited outside a little. Just okay, we're good. We should go in.
All right.
You seem very on edge, Shani.
It's you wouldn't understand. It's a danger sense thing.
A danger sense going into our own home.
What could possibly go wrong in our own home?
You come back and you see you see Lily is currently putting out a fire in the kitchen as Ashard is apologizing.
Turns over to Shani's like, see, everything's normal.
Is it like an oil fire on the stove?
Yeah, it's a.
Johnny's just gonna walk up and take a lid and cover it.
Hold on 1 second, and Ilya just sprays like a bunch of frost over it to turn up to snuff out the fire.
No, you'll spill the oil.
Don't make it that cold. Don't make it brittle.
And you see the pan that it was in just shatters from going from very hot to very cold so quickly.
I may not know very much about cooking, as I'm now realizing.
We're back.
I'm sorry it had to be like this on your return. Ashara tried to make a sandwich, and well, as you can see.
Oh, Sharon made this?
I'm not used to this.
Shawnee rips off the frozen lid to reveal the burnt, soggy sandwich.
You try to make
and
a
then
sandwich
just
on a
eats
skillet?
I thought it was how you make them. I did not realize you had to turn it.
You can use skills to make sandwich. You can really taste the love past the sogginess.
Ugh. Fucking oil fire burned grilled cheese that was subsequently frozen. That sounds disgusting.
Oh. You hear weird noises coming from her jaws. Sorry,
Now Ralph throws up a little bit in his mouth.
Lily averts her eyes as she tries to clean up the mess now.
Oh, well, welcome back. I hope everything went well.
Well, we're alive.
You know, Lily, if you wanted, you could, our last adventure was pretty Kai Shen-centric, Kai-centric, if you would. You could ask him to retell the entire... Listen, I get my bad jokes. Stay in your lane, sister!
Melrell is rubbing off on you too much.
Oh, please, not even I go that low.
Betrayed by my own sister.
Sorry, Shawnee.
Anyways, you can go ask Kai Shen to regale you if you'd like, Lily. I can clean up here and give you a little break.
But I could never pose myself like that. Oh.
You see her like start like blushing and panicking.
Come
We-
on, you've earned the break, wouldn't you, sir?
We helped a lot of people. We worked through things. And he walks away.
Does that do it for Lily?
Lily is like,
Gosh, he's so hot.
I'm sorry.
Such a way with words.
he's so mysterious.
I'm sorry. I like how I imagine the scenario in my head of fucking Euphoria and Ilya going to Kaisha and we noticed you across the bar, and now it's the three of them going to Lily we noticed you across the bar again. Ugh.
And yeah, you'll go to the dojo to go train. Kamar, what do you want to do upon returning home?
So she is going to likely seek out Laryssa.
Spicy.
Probably through the train ride, she's been thinking a lot about their adventure together and the Feywild specifically, and she's making a mental note to be like, I need to talk to Laryssa when we get home. So she's kind of making a beeline to figure out where she is.
Okay. As you look around the house, you see her inside of her nest, and you make a perception check, please.
Of course.
Gotta make you guys roll dice sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, I was totally
Imagine
prepared to
rolling
roll
dice in
that.
our tabletop game.
Wow,
Ooh, 19.
You notice two things. On the way to Laryssa's nest, you see that there is a crumpled up wet piece of paper. And then you notice that Laryssa herself is actually quietly sobbing.
Take note of the paper on the ground before coming over. Laryssa, I'm sorry. Is this a bad time? Are you okay?
Yeah, like everything's like fine. Yeah.
As she kind of does a little moving left and right thing as her wings kind of twitch and spasm as she wipes at her eyes and turns around, and you can tell quite clearly she has been crying.
You're like back. Welcome back.
But she's gonna walk a little bit closer and kind of sit at the edge of her nest. Did someone send you a note about something? I noticed the thing on the ground. I don't want to impose, of course, if you don't want to talk about it, but
No, it's like, no big deal or anything. It's just I saw that it was posted recently over in the Enclave, and I thought I would take it home for better light, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter.
it matters. It matters, especially if you're crying. And
Me cry? Like, no. Like, why would I care about something like that?
oh, right, of course. It was just raining on your face, but that's okay because
Weather is like wild, I don't know how that works. I just do my thing and the universe just happens.
they do say that some people are always dripping with good looks, but I think there's a little bit more to that. it's just the two of us here. It's okay to open up.
She looks at you with her very large blue bird eyes. And she looks over at the paper and she slowly gets out of her nest and picks up the paper and comes sit down next to you, perches next to you, if you will, and hands the paper kind of slowly to you.
She'll kind of gently take it and open it up.
It is a announcement about the International Battle of the Bards held in Sharn, wherein they have a competition of all of the most elite bards in all of Cover to be declared the greatest bard, the Siren of Sharn. And it has a notation that all participants must receive a letter of introduction from one of the royal families of Cover in order to participate.
Okay. I'm assuming you haven't heard anything from any royal family?
No, like I don't know any like kings or queens or anything. I'm from here. Like I don't know any of that. And like I it wasn't even like for me. Like I'm just like this like dumb little like harpy bard. Like I don't belong in a place like that. I don't think they would even want me, period. So it's like whatever, you know, I'm fine. We've got like to save the world. It's no big deal.
So, no, no. She'll kind of put her hand on top of hers. You're not that. You're so much more than that. We've seen it plenty of times when we've been able to fight together. And that's specifically why I wanted to come here and talk to you, just to let you know how important you are to this party, to this family that we've created. And that's why families should help each other, and we should help you get in. I'm sure we have plenty of connections. I don't see how we can't make this happen for you.
I don't even know how that would like happen. And I don't know why it matters to you guys. I'm still gonna like help you no matter what. Doesn't matter. It's just some stupid competition. And it's whatever.
Your dream, isn't it? Isn't this what you want to do? Isn't this what you've always wanted to do?
She kind of tucks in her wings around herself, like she's basically hugging herself as she hugs her own knees. You know, it's just like a stupid childhood dream. And, you know, I'm like an adult now. So, you know, you should just accept like the way of the world, you know.
Oh, no, you shouldn't do that. Without dreams, I don't think any of us would be where we are now. I mean, it was my dream to study and be, to work in time magic, and because of your abilities, you've been able to help us and use your magic in order to, heal and sing and make everyone feel special. Dreams are important, and they're to be coveted. And I feel like you should pursue your dream.
It's just a stupid dream. And it's not like it'll help us at all. It's not like you're time magic, you're smart. I just this dumb girl who can sing well, and then like
So what if I even did it? I wouldn't win or anything. Like, these people are like professionals and big deals. I was just a lounge singer in a bar before everything.
You can do this. I know you can do this. You said it yourself that you're a great singer. And who knows what'll happen? You know, time is a weird thing, but there's so many different possibilities. I know that you could do this if you really really wanted to. And I'm sure everyone else would agree with me.
You like never talked to me really. Not after like when I met you on that like airship. Like I assumed you just thought I was like weird doofus. You seem to think like my beauty routine was bizarre. Like why does this matter now to you?
Wow, it's almost like you said the same thing for me before. It's a weird deja vu. But I I realized that, and that's why I wanted to. The first person I wanted to see when I got off that train was to see you, to apologize for not being there as much for you. I honestly don't think that you're weird at all, and I actually really look up to you, Laryssa. I want to see you happy. Everyone wants to see you happy. And if this is something that you really want to do, we want to help you.
She peeks out of her wings, gives you those big blue bird eyes again, and you can see that she's tearing up again. Like, do you think I could actually like do it?
I know for a fact that you could.
I I like it would be so like awesome if I could. And I don't know how though. I'm not like smart like you are. I don't know how I would even do it.
We head downstairs, talk with the others. I'm sure we could brainstorm something. We could make one big brain together.
I heard you guys fought like a big brain, and that sounded really scary. Maybe we should like take a step back from big brain time.
Right, right, of course. We'll use little brains then.
Yeah, let's put all of our little brains together. Each one of us like small but powerful.
Yeah. So, want to try giving it a go? I'm sure I don't think crying is good for your voice anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Mom said crying makes you ugly. So I should stop. And I'm like sorry that you had to see me look less than amazing. So really, that's a loss for all of us.
Sure that you're wonderful in every state, but if it helps to, then sure.
You know, you're not as prissy and stuck up as you seem.
Uh, thank you. I guess that's a compliment, but I'm trying to get better. I really am. So I'm sorry if I gave the wrong impression.
it's like whatever. And she will, she gives you like that cockatiel, kind of rubbing her face against you. As
She's a little taken aback, but yeah, she'll accept it.
she'll put a wing around you and go, okay, so let's put all of everybody together and let's make this happen. Fuck yeah. Just a couple of sluts versus the world.
Yeah, just a couple of sluts. Yeah. Okay, let's go downstairs.
That's right, slut. And also, like, could you not tell people about the, the raining thing?
Oh, right. Yes. No. That'll be just between us.
Awesome. I knew you were way cooler than Shawnee made you seem. Let's go.
What the
Wait.
fuck?
What? What did Shawnee say? Hey, hold on a second.
As she like grabs you by the hand and like pulls you away.
Oh.
You guys see Laryssa come dashing down the stairs, going airborne at the top, like halfway down, dragging a Kamar behind her as she flies.
Too fast, Laryssa. You're going too fast.
Hey, yo. Hey, you two, you alright? Coming down a little fast there, and I'm assuming at this time, like, Kamar's been showing how to make a grilled cheese to Sharon and
Sean.
Ilya taking notes over her shoulder.
Yeah, Sharon will perk up. And Laryssa will land, and as she is landing, she kind of turns it into a princess carry to like swoop around Kamar before setting her down. We are sluts and we're on a mission.
Her face is so red. Her tail is so poofy.
Well, I am proud of you and your initiative. What are you so worked up about?
So you're
So
leaving your betraying life then?
I have like this thing that I want to do, and Kamar said that putting all of your small brains together, we can be able to make it happen.
Just stares at Kamar.
No, not small.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there's some creative liberties being taken here, but please do continue.
Shawnee was right, you are rude.
Shawnee putting her hand on Ilya's shoulder. We are of the same intelligence now. It's okay, I've been there.
What is Shawnee saying behind my back?
I'm saying literally nothing. I think. I don't keep track of the words that come out of my mouth. Anyways, what can we as a royal we of sluts do?
That's
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Oh,
a fucking party of sluts. Let's go.
yeah. She's gonna slam the
Why didn't we bring her on this last trip?
Certainly would have been inspiring.
something screen time not fitting in the script. Shawnee says she needs a book.
Kamar, what are you slamming?
Oh, it's gonna show the paper to everyone.
See Kamar slam it onto the table, and it is the advertisement for the International Battle of the Bards competition being hosted in Sharn. And it says that you require a letter of introduction by one of the royal families of Cavern in order to be able to participate.
One, I've always wanted to break into that place, so yes, we are doing this. Two, don't we know like a bunch of royal families? I feel like at least.
You know 0 royal families.
I know noble.
Oh, I'm confusing it with the
families.
dragon marked houses. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
I don't think noble families with the Feywild count for anything either for this.
We have to have some sort of connection, right?
Like, I don't know. Like, I grew up here. I don't know anybody, but like, Kamar said that we could be able to make this happen. So, like,
no big deal, but it's kind of my live stream. So if that could be like a real thing, I would want to be in on it. And Kamar explained that if you put enough like small brain sluts together, you can overcome anything.
All right, well,
Just
Kamar, it
covering
was
your
your
face.
idea. Since it was
Hey,
your
hey.
idea, you can make the forgeries.
Hey,
I was
listen.
about to say, how hard can it be to, forge a royal signature?
I
So-
can contact LD right now. Actually, it's probably
No,
downstairs.
hold on one moment on this incredible idea.
We are not going to the fair.
No, we're not going to the Fae. They would never do that. Their word also does not count for anything. But if they were to introduce us on the equivalent of their scrying crystals as representing a royal, we could get in some serious trouble. But I don't know. Perhaps, maybe we need to involve, and she gives a little smirk towards Laryssa. If we need to involve another little slut in this one, and perhaps Lady Cryotrixia could be of assistance in finding our royal. Just an
Well,
idea that I had.
Wait,
I do need to go there. I still need to give Cleo her souvenir from my last trip.
I'm sure if anyone has connections to the highest of upper echelons, it would be someone like Lady Cryotrixia.
The champions in general would be my yes.
Fuck yeah.
quick history question for a really I would argue the biggest dumb slut out of here, but
Oh my goodness, we're really rolling with this, aren't we?
Yeah,
Listen
like as
here,
you always
slut
say,
number
Kamar,
two.
the more sluts, the more powerful.
listen
I don't
here,
believe I've ever said that.
Time magic really got you thinking, huh, sis? Anyways, are there
Or
any
maybe
royal
I
families
did.
that represent the monstrous wastes? I mean, this could be a good opportunity for, all of Droaam to get involved with the bigger scene if they sent Laryssa as their representative to this.
As you say that, you hear 3 knocks on your front door.
This shit
Well,
just
that was
writes itself.
convenient.
Laryssa, you want to get it?
Okay, I guess.
It's like a Call of Fate thing, and if it's just like the mailman or something, I am so sorry.
All right, continue. All right, sluts, I need you to continue putting those little brains together, as Kamar always says, and come up with a plan. I'm gonna go answer the door.
Still don't think I've ever
Thank you,
said that.
slut.
You got it, bitch. And Laryssa will bop on over to the door, and she opens it, and you hear this voice that seemingly just cuts through everything. And Laryssa kind of turns and goes, as you hear, "Well, dearies, I've come for lunch, as I promised."
Is that Lady Cryotrixia?
Nope.
No.
You
Who is that?
turn-
Is that
Yes, Leisha.
Is it Venom Spite? Is
No.
it Keke?
I can tell you it is if you stop asking.
I'll take the data
Questions right now.
for 500.
Yes, it is in fact the daughter.
I've been
way
holding on.
way back at the start of Quest 3, she did promise Shawnee that she would come by for lunch one day. And
I was so worried. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And so you see this beautiful elven woman with long black hair and bright violet cat's eyes, wearing a gown of space and galaxies, and she's holding a picnic basket.
Do I
Looks at everyone else and be like, "Who's this?"
do I recognize her just from description because of Fae?
She is obviously a Shadowfell Fae in
Yeah.
some way, but you do know, just because of your time being a fae, that people who say dearie a lot tend to be hags.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Daughter, I'm so happy you could make it. To be honest, I thought you weren't gonna like show up because I changed my name and stuff, or like like what I prefer to be called by. But it's great. Take a seat. I'll get some tea and cookies that don't fuck with your tastes.
Oh, don't worry, dearie. I made a promise and I felt that it was the opportune time to come.
As she puts down the picnic basket, and you see the clock in the house strikes 12 exactly.
Look over at Euphoria and just like, do we know this person?
No, I don't reckon we do. And if you don't mind my asking, usually when people come over to lunch, they introduce themselves to everybody.
Oh, you must be the mother, isn't your little Jubilee's mother, aren't you, dearie?
And you know that? How exactly?
Oh, well, I had a nice long talk with your little kitties here, and we reached an understanding. But it seems that there are not as many familiar faces here, but I'm always happy to meet new friends.
Is that so? Just sort of stares at the cats.
You see that Prince is very much like sitting on a couch, looking very disinterested, but incredibly regally disinterested. And you see the daughter look over at him, and she does kind of a slight curtsy as she's coming over. And you see Prince look very smug and give a nod back before she settles in onto a chair.
Illy will probably just whisper down to Euphoria and just be like, Faye.
I've noted that. Thank you.
Just to avoid the overall sense of animosity, the Dada is someone who talked to us in our dreams about a job we did way back when. Ilya, you might remember that job. That's when we that's the one where we first met you and stuff, and got Kai Shen.
This is your dream girl?
And what exactly did she get out of that arrangement?
He gives
The stare.
a big...
You fought in the arena, you freed Kai Shen. What interest would that be to the daughter?
She gives a big fangy smile and goes,
Oh, well, they were doing something for some of my children to help them out, and what helps out my children helps out Droaam. So it was really a win-win kind of bargain. Isn't that right, dearie?
as she looks over at Shawnee.
Yeah, it was really cool. I got to wear a shirt that said "Fuck the Boromars."
I just wanted to ask. I remember that I was told that I did not get this dream in the offer. Okay, I
You
just
weren't
want to make
there.
sure.
Yeah, you got hired by LD.
Yes. Mhm.
I'm trying to recall. I don't believe Jubilee was there because of her attunement to heal.
No, I think Jubilee was there.
Jubilee did. It was
wasn't.
yeah, correct.
Paint did not.
Yeah, Paint did not
Correct.
because of his celestial patron.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Also, I just wasn't there.
That is also true. You were physically not present. But yeah, so it was Jubilee and the cats that were in the dream sequence.
But, there's no reason to get all huffy before you eat.
And she takes out a plate of delicious-looking cookies.
I assume that you have been missing these,
as she looks at the kitties.
It's been a
No
while.
thanks.
We've had them.
Did you eat Fae food?
We all had to learn from a hard mistake sometime, Malral. Anyways, you should
I
try
would
something.
recommend.
I think Euphoria is gonna scooch over to Kai Shen real quick and just this arrangement she's talking about. Any insight from you?
He looks at Euphoria and goes, well, as they indicated, I was not involved in this. I was fighting in the arena for the Barramar at the time. Apparently, it ran in tandem with whatever her objectives were in the first place.
You weren't the child and native assistant in this situation?
He looks at you and goes, I assure you, Euphoria, I'm a grown man.
I'm well aware, dear. I'm well aware.
I like to think her eyes dart down for a second when she says that.
But no, I have no relation with this daughter person.
Well, I brought plenty of cookies if anybody wants some.
That's very kind of you. We just ate those, so we're a bit full.
You see Laryssa's already got like 3 cookies shoved into her cheek.
Oh, okay.
This is pretty good.
Ani pats Laryssa on the shoulder. The dumbest of bitches carry the heaviest of burdens.
Laryssa, Fey food is cursed.
Cursed to be delicious?
Cursed to be so delicious that everything else will taste like dust afterwards.
Oh, so
Love
if
her
I
the
just keep
cookie.
eating more cookies, so if I just keep eating more cookies, then it's like problem solved.
Holy shit, you're a genius. And then Johnny just eats one.
Those that have eaten it, I'm sure, are safe,
Yep, it still
considering you
tastes
can't get much
amazing.
worse.
You just got your second hit of cookie heroin. As they are the most delicious cookies you could possibly imagine.
LD said never to take a hit of your own product, but I think he's stupid. As much as I really do hope that you're here to, keep your promise and just eat lunch, I get the feeling by the whole opportunity and the whole, Fey culture thing, you're here for more than just food.
She picks up a napkin and she blots at your cheek where there were some crumbs from the cookies, and she
Thank
goes,
you.
"Oh, you're so messy, dearie. Don't worry." But you seem to be at least in the right path as opportunity knocks. And she does like 2 taps with her knuckle on the table. Then you will always find somebody with a plan.
So, do you need us to recap everything that we've just talked about? Sorry if I'm not following along with.
I just wanted to give you time for that to sink in. I have a bit of a proposition for you that I think can solve your little problem.
Really quick, hold on one second. Whatever plan you've got, whatever proposition you've got, listen, I'm fine with all the cookie trickery and whatever bonus you got from us helping your kids was, but Laryssa here's family, right? So whatever deal you're offering to us, better not have some shady or awful catch with it. We're still recovering from the last time that happened with Oberon. And I need Laryssa later when all this world-ending shit is done, so...
Heyo.
Yeah. I need someone to keep me in my slutty yacht when I'm a big idol.
I said like 5 minutes ago, no Fey. But okay.
Oh, I wouldn't be so concerned, dearie. I assure you what I require is very straightforward, and we wouldn't have to be worried about too many strings being attached. I'm not like the other ones, you see. I want to see you happy, dearie. As she grabs your cheek like a grandma and kind of, squishes it, But mind you, this woman looks to be like a gorgeous 20-something.
A true lady can always sense another woman's age. Like Shawnee just knows, but yeah. So, anyone else have any things they want to say, Laryssa, before the daughter here shares a plan?
I'll let you guys go before I have Laryssa say anything.
Mind you, just because we're listening doesn't mean we're agreeing.
Oh, of course, dearie. I'm sure that's how you perceive it, but I have a feeling by the end you will be acquiescing is the only real solution.
I'm not giving you my child.
She does like a finger snap like drat. She goes, "All right, well, my second proposition then."
That was a joke, right?
She is a hag. I don't know if you folks knew that, but
Ilya, don't be rude. We don't comment on people's ages around here.
not exactly about the age, darling. It's more about the profession. I'm a little confused as to why she picked you in the first place, but I'm holding my judgments until we hear her side of the story.
Is Prince still looking regally definitely not interested?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very much gazing at something in the corner of the room, but his ears are quite perked up and his tail swishing.
Mm-hmm. See. Well, I am curious as to why you're here. I mean, been a long time.
Well, like, we're happy to have you. Like, as we were saying, like, the more sluts, the merrier. And, Kamar was telling me that if we get enough small brain sluts in this room, we'll be able to figure it out. So she slaps Kamar on the back and goes, "See, it worked. We got enough people together."
It's funny how it works out that way. Ow.
We gotta love your constitution sometime.
Well, I happen to be very well informed about you, dearies, and I had this feeling that you could use somebody who can provide the services that I can. Now, if you may be unaware, I should probably give you a bit of an introduction. You can call me Sora Katra. I am one of the rulers of Droaam. But I just happen to find all of you just the most precious. As she then grabs Kamar's cheek and starts squishing it.
I just met you today.
Well, friendship should always start somewhere.
Yes, we're very happy to have you today. But if there's anything that you can do to help Laryssa, we'd very much appreciate it.
Oh, well, I happen to be quite well connected, and despite their efforts not to recognize my Coven and I's wonderful utopia, I happen to know a few things about the various royal families of Cavern. So, if you do something for me, well, I can get you your little letter. Sound fair?
How little we talking?
Oh, it should be something right up your alley, dearie.
Which alley?
Well, and she pats her lap, and you just see Laryssa kind of go, okay. Laryssa just...
Wait.
Yeah, grab her.
Yep, grab.
You guys are holding Laryssa back, and Sora Katra kind of does another cackle and goes, I just felt it would be fitting for the story time. I know how much you wish to know context, and just to show that I'm not like all the other big, scary, manipulative fae, I'm going to tell you exactly what you're getting yourselves into. I want a particular sound. And here is the sound that I want, dearies. Long ago, there was a minstrel who the Queen of Summer herself became quite infatuated with. She loved him so much, she brought him in to be her court bard, and he would sing the beautiful songs about her. Of course, one day, her sister, the Queen of Winter, became quite upset about the fact that her other sister had become so enthralled with this boy and that he was singing only for her. So in exchange, one day she brought the boy aside and told him that she was coming on behalf of her sister and that her sister would love to extend the branch of peace to her and that he should write a song about her. That way, it'll be a great gift from Titania to Mab. The poor little minstrel, not knowing any better, performed this song in front of Queen Titania, and suffice to say, she was not pleased. And so she punished him, banishing him from the Feywild and imprisoning him in a cave of echoing crystals, scattering his soul into separate entities, and keeping him there surrounded by the music of his mistakes. So, I will tell you where to go. You bring this crystal to record his death screams, for I wish to know what his song sounds like in those final moments. And in exchange, I will give you your letter of recommendation.
That's an awfully morbid thing to want for your collection.
She just gives you that big, bangy smile. She's got basically just a full set of shark teeth. And she goes, Oh, I love something truly unique, dearie.
I missed it. What did you want? I'm sorry. Can you
the,
say it with...
the dying screams of a ye old bard?
Ah.
Honestly, that's pretty metal, but I don't think any of us can grab sound. If that sound even is still there.
We can bring you his first album. Will that work?
Like I said, here's the crystal. Bring it with you. It will record what happens next.
And where can we find this unfortunate fellow? Is it a fair distance? We don't exactly have time on our side.
Oh, it should only be a few days away to the west of Greywall. The queens tried to hide it so that others couldn't find it, but mortals always find a way to go to places they should not stay.
Bars. Sorry.
If I may, does this little errand have anything to do with your lovely queen?
Oh, I assure you, my queen, well, would enjoy the concept of it. This is something that should be for me And me alone. And she kind of rubs the crystal very possessively.
I want to insight check that.
Okay.
Why would you inside check her? She's incredibly trustworthy.
I have a +1 to this, so we're gonna do great. A 9.
She seems to be authentically possessive over what she is asking you to get.
Okay. My brain, if I may, was just thinking about how the Raven Queen was trying to get Oberon. And this is something else that the seasonal court were fighting over. So, you know, just things that they are fighting over that the Raven Queen might want.
Who's to say? Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Not a 9
I don't
insight.
read
That's
it.
who's gonna
Yeah,
say.
not a 9 insight.
Boo.
So, do we have a deal, dearies?
Laryssa?
Like,
I know they usually say to slay at your competitions, but I don't think this is what they meant.
if this is like how we can do it, isn't that right, Kamar? We should do it, right?
I think this is what sluts would do.
She nods very approvingly as she lets that sink in. Yeah, this is what sluts will do. You know how I know that? Because we're sluts. Let's go. And she slams her hand into like shake hands with Sora Katra.
I want to hear that one more time from both of you with just as much confidence, just to really make sure, you know. Like I wanted you to say it, Laryssa, to like make sure that you were confident in your decision, but now I want the both of you to say it again.
You all feel shivers up your spine as you feel like you just made a pact.
Fuck.
I didn't say anything. What do I? Oh, God, I
We're
always
on
get
the-
sucked into this.
It's that classic Phaegius feeling every time you say you'll do something for them in exchange for something. This is like the third or fourth time at this point. You guys are pretty familiar with the unsettling. Excellent. Well, I will leave you this little crystal. I will leave you this little map. And I will take this. And she picks up a grilled cheese sandwich and starts munching on it.
Does a shard give like the Minthara pout?
Yeah, Shara just looking at that's my sandwich. As the Sora Katra basically picks up the sandwich and then almost like unhinges her jaw so she could reach her arm up to the elbow down her own throat and then promptly pull it out. But you still hear chewing sounds coming from down her throat. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, dearies, I eagerly await your return. I'm sure that you can have some cookies for the road.
Yes, we'll try to get this done as soon as possible.
Such a good girl, dearie. As she kind of pats between your ears.
They twitch. Airplane ears.
Yeah, your danger sense is triggered.
Yeah.
And with that, she'll walk away and start heading to the door. And take one last look at you guys and go, good luck. I'll be watching. And she just disappears.
Ilya looks over at Prince and just says, somehow the one that turns into a cat is the is the Shadowfell phase that I understand the most.
Meow. He kind of shrugs. And Laryssa turns to Ilya and goes, no offense, Ilya, but like that was a weird as fuck lady. Are like all of you like that?
Trust me when I say that you will never meet another Fae like me. In both the best and worst ways that can be taken.
Good. Or I guess not good? I don't know. Like maybe they're all just like uniquely like fucked up in their own way. Maybe we just haven't gotten to the core of your fucked up.
Oh no, I think we've touched upon it before.
Are you also looking for people's children?
No.
Well, you know, she did have them call her mommy.
Don't you also have an orphanage?
I do have an orphanage, that's correct.
It adds up.
I mean, you have a child too, don't you?
Not anymore. Got him!
Got him! Oh no.
Means Cleo, obviously. If you don't want to be a dick, it means Cleo.
It does mean Cleo.
Imagine having kids.
Imagine.
Turns back to Prince. So you have nothing to do with this.
Meow.
That's
no
about as
longer-
good of a...
No longer having to maintain his regal aura, he kind of, curls up into a ball.
That's about as much as I could have expected.
I think he's still going through his catnip withdrawals. I haven't given him any in like a month.
You do realize he could kill you with the blink of an eye.
Yet he still depends on me for his drug doses.
Pity anyone that has to actually answer to Prince, past, present, or future.
He turns around onto his belly with his paws out and he gives you the biggest big kitty eye cute face ever.
Oh, I'll pet that. It's just, she knows.
She has, you go in for like 3 belly rubs and then you just see as you're doing it, he gives you the biggest kitty smile.
I know what you are.
Meow.
All right, sluts. What are we gonna do? We know where to go, right? She kind of gave us a general direction, but
No
Hey.
idea.
She holds up the map upside down and backwards. So literally she's looking at the back of a piece of paper and goes, I don't think this is going to be as helpful as she indicated it would be. There's nothing on it.
Hold on, I used to read I used to have Kamar read spy books to me, and Shawnee, looking from like the same side that like Laryssa does, like kind of guides Laryssa's hand, so there's a light source on the other side, so you can like barely see the ink through. Ah, I see. It was hidden the whole time.
Cleo told me about this. One of her spy books she read. Apparently, you have to cover it in lemon juice.
Please no, just turn it around.
Yeah, Kai Shed and Shard are like, please, just turn it around.
Let us have this. Okay. It's like 3 days travel from here?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's there. I guess we will take the a period of time to get ready in case people want to do things first before we go, right?
Yeah, it's like no big deal. Only like, basically a week till my dreams is like my whole life come shattered down. So like no big deal, no rush.
I did
We're gonna
still
go
have to
pack
just.
some makeup.
I did have to go give the souvenirs over to Cleo. I'll be back. Like right back.
Okay. Laryssa, do you mind helping me pack my potions? I did literally just take them out after we got home. But we're going again, so
That reminds me, have we been paid in a while? I haven't looked at the magic item shop in a while.
Yeah, you I think I mentioned it, but I might not have.
I don't think you have in a while.
You didn't get paid for a Sharon, because you were literally in a mindscape. Nobody hired you for that. But you did get money from Kaishan. You got 1250 each from basically the loot from defeating Clan Jin.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. Thank you for reminding me. But
And here we thought we were just getting paid in experience.
you got paid.
It's
in
good
exposure.
experience. Yeah.
And role playing. Don't you do? Wouldn't you just? Aren't we just like a family here? Wouldn't we do work for
Hey.
free for each other?
Paid in character development.
Don't worry, Kaishen can be sure to do some deep deposits into your accounts later.
Hey,
The real
yo.
pay.
Whoa!
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo! Not in my Christian D&D.
You're gonna have to tell your daughters eventually that there's a third. Just
Hey, yo!
Third hasn't been confirmed yet.
Oh, that's fair. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
eventually.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can afford a +2 shield now.
Okay, let's
cool.
save the money.
Yeah, invest more in AC. Just do it. I don't care. I don't take it personally. But yeah, you guys, if you want to shop or do any prep or do any talks before you hit the road, please feel free to now.
Oh no, I have to look at things. My brain is small in real life.
And in game, according to Laryssa, as Kamar always says.
Yeah, apparently, as I always say. Oh yeah, my spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
Handy dandy spreadsheet.
Can I talk to Laryssa in the meanwhile?
Sure.
Thank you. So, Laryssa, dumb bitches we may be, you could tell that I wanted to talk to you about more than just packing potions, right?
No.
We all take baby steps. My brain's growing a little bit. It's a little more wrinklier. But
Gross. Why would you want a wrinkly brain? Are you old? Are you trying to get old on me?
It's a pot of growing up. It's it's the fucking I am so much older than you now. It's like, you bitch, you're literally like a day older than me. Listen, I know you weren't like having the rain fall on your face earlier when we were talking, but this Battle of the Bards thing means a fuck ton to you, right?
Yeah, like, it's like whatever, but I always wanted to do it as like a kid, and I never thought it was like gonna happen. So Kamar said that if we all like work together, that sluts are stronger together, and that we can make it happen.
Listen, sluts are stronger together, but don't just call your dream whatever. I'm sure when my sister talked to you, she probably gave you everything that I would say too. I mean, we got that emotional connection there, but you were there for me when I was going through my ugly goth phase, yeah?
Yeah, it was really ugly. I'm really glad you're over that.
Okay, bitch. All right, listen. I set myself up for that, but like, you didn't have to hammer that home neither. Listen, you know what I'm going for now, right? That I'm not just going to be an adventure for the rest of my life. I want to be a big, famous idol, internationally acclaimed.
Yeah, like, you don't have any real talent, but like, I could see that.
I am going to fucking get you to stop using that mouth hole for like 5 seconds when I become that. I'm saying I'm gonna get you to shut up when I accomplish my dream. I'm wording all over the place right now. But listen, obviously I need people to get me there, and you're one of them. Your dreams matter to me. Okay? They matter to everybody. So what I'm saying is, don't be embarrassed by them. I know my dream's kind of unrealistic, especially since, like, I don't know, last I looked at the world map, it's just like one landmass and then a bunch of other land masses we don't acknowledge. But I still want to be world famous. So don't call it whatever, okay? It's more than that. You're more than that. I don't need to drag you to some fancy hairdresser or a night discotheque in the town just to prove that to you.
Yeah, because I already look good, but you know, I get it. It's just like, you know, I was telling Kamar, like, this like is nothing compared to like what you guys are talking about with, you know, fate of the world and like we're all gonna die and stuff. Like, this is just like some stupid thing that I always wanted, and you know, I never thought I was gonna get this far, to be honest, where I could even potentially kill some guy to be able to get in. Like, I like didn't do anything really before I got kidnapped. Like, I was just singing at the bloody cairn, and you know, harpies are like a dime a dozen when it comes to that stuff, especially like here. So I never thought my life would ever get farther than Greywall, much less like anything that mattered. So it feels like dumb and like stupid and weird that, you know, we can talk to some crazy lady who wants to eat your children and like maybe make this happen, and hopefully like Ilya doesn't try to eat children either.
I think if she did eat kids, that phase of her life is well over. But man, how the fuck am I supposed to feel about my fucking dream when you talk about yours? Listen, this world ending shit, we're gonna get through it just fine. We've done plenty of wacky shit before. I mean, defeating the Ashbringers, stopping a world-ending crisis, like, that's just gonna fucking happen, okay? So why shouldn't our dreams fucking happen either? No Hoppy, no Shifter is generic enough to not have what they want, what they fucking deserve. You're more than just a damsel in distress, and you've done plenty for us already. I don't think I would have crawled out of that rubble if you weren't as inspiring a bitch as you were.
Well, as Kamar always says, like, you put enough small brain sluts together and you're bound to like solve all of like the world's problems.
That's a fair way to put it.
She's like not as much of a prissy bitch as you like indicated she was.
I don't get where you got that. I indicated. I mean, like,
I'm
there's the
pretty
sibling
sure
thing.
I got that somewhere. I think it was subtext.
I'll show you a fucking subtext. Anyways,
What does that even mean?
I don't fucking know. All right.
That's
I'm
what
a dumb
wrinkles do
fucking
to you.
slut.
Just FYI, which stands for fuck your intentions. Like, let's get this fucking slut ship on the seas of like fun.
Ronnie's gonna make a mental note of that slut ship comment and not respond. Just look at it, acknowledge it, and then put it away for later. Come on, you dumb broad. Let's get the pack in there. Just don't put your dreams down. You got me out of that rut. I ain't gonna stand by and watch you try to do the same to yourself.
Yeah, like, let's do it together. You know, that's what friends are for. And, you know, I'm like, think it's pretty cool that we can like team up, you know, united sluts. And I just want to tell you that, like, you know, I know your sister said like the same thing. And I know that she believes in you despite your weird, ugly goth phases. But, you know, I think that, you know, just like you realized that you were gross, that, you know, you can realize that you can achieve everything because, you know, you're like pretty cool. You don't have like talent, but like you're pretty cool. And you're good at like punching stuff. I'm sure there's like a punching idol. I'm pretty sure a guy is into that.
Man, Ilya said I was good at deflection, but I got nothing on you. What the fuck? Come on.
Yeah, let's go, slut. And she will.
Wait, real quick.
Yeah.
You sound like you were forcing yourself with all those friends and teammate comments. Anything you want to let me know?
Yes. I've never had anybody care about me or my dreams, and so it's weird. I've never really had friends or teammates or like a bunch of slut brains, so I guess it's different, but it's not like ugly different like you were. It's like just different. But like it's also kind of nice, kind of like you are now as opposed to then. Like it is like cool and like kind of hot, but like also very like comfy.
Let me give a response that isn't as worthy, something that us dumb sluts can understand. Because I feel like we've been using too many of those word things, and Shawnee will just pull Laryssa in for a hug. You mean everything to us. To me. Just no, like fucking cat nuzzles against a bird.
She will, after a moment, wrap her arms around you and her wings around you, and she'll do a cockatiel rub to your cat rub. And like, I couldn't have gotten this far without you guys. So, like, thank you, I guess.
Alright, let's hurry up and pack up before I start having rainfall on my face.
Yeah, like, for sure. Let's do it. And with that, Laryssa will head on.
Real quick.
Yes.
Just double checking because we were talking in the chat about items and stuff. So, Shawnee and I want to donate 1,000 gold over to. I'm just making sure because I don't want anyone to be like, "Wait, I didn't want to spend my gold."
That's fine. Don't worry about it. We handle it in chat, anyways. Yeah.
So you throw some hard-earned, cold hard cash towards your kitty. She has to earn it though. You better.
She's a dumb slut. She'll figure out a way.
No.
I will give you this 1,000 gold if you promise to help me in my workshop.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Okay, go get your pole.
Yeah, if you ever need to learn how to dance with it, I can totally help you out.
Just so chat knows, she's getting a staff of power.
I'm getting a staff of power. I don't think that's how it works, but thanks.
Somatic components come in different varieties.
Oh.
Drop it like it's hot. That's your casting method. Is there...
ice baby.
Yeah. Is there anybody else who wishes to talk to anybody or do anything else before you hit the road?
That would be one way for a bard to go ahead and cast their spells, just pole dancing.
Twerking, get the ass clapping as the verbal component.
Gosh.
Gay moms, is there anything you wish to do?
I love that that's us now. I not in particular. I think there might just be a little bit of an interaction, just like a little bit. We don't have to like play it out for the sake of brevity, but just for you casually reminding Kai-Shen that he owes her a date since they survived. So
Kai-Shen will just kind of throw in a very not casual, well, we could always practice with my new armor.
I think that new armor might be more of a hindrance than you're anticipating in this situation, but I guess we'll find out when I get back.
Can oh yeah, no, I'll let you finish that.
That was it. Thoughts done.
Okay. Are we leaving like today? Just to double check.
You can. You have
Okay.
basically 2 days of potential, like, wiggle room before
Mhm.
you would be late to the competition if you took too long.
Malral just would want to go over to Crowtrix. He has to just give
Yep.
Cleo like a few gifts, tell her everything, tell a few stories, and that's it. Just checking in, not
Okay.
forgetting about them. Just wanted to mention that.
Okay. Ilya?
I think surprisingly, Elia just getting used to the staff is going to kind of take a step back and actually ask Euphoria and Malral to teach her how to use the sword.
Ooh.
And that's not something we have to do similarly, but just
And
wanted
by
to note that.
Malral, do you mean Malral
Oh
or
my
Kaishen?
fucking god.
Why does everyone keep me?
It's because they're the dads.
Oh my fucking god.
I mean, I have a sword,
I
but I'm
mean, he
not
can
the
help
best at it.
too.
looking for the finesse. The finesse swords. Just to teach. So yes, Kai Shen.
I mean, it's a finesse weapon.
That's true, but you're using strength for yours, I'm sure. But yeah, just to have them kind of teach her how to use a sword, because she has some ideas about how to channel magic into that.
Gotcha. Yeah, so Kaishen will happily do it. You feel like him teaching combat stuff very much makes him feel like he's in his element. And it reminds you a lot of when he taught you how to do calligraphy. Like, he has a very, supportive, kind of teacher vibe to him as he instructs things. So they will have a gay sword support group.
Let's go.
Hey, swordies.
I like to picture Euphoria's instruction as more like she's trying her absolute best to be patient, but it's kind of like the frustrated dad teaching their elementary school kid math, and they're just not getting it.
You get the two different vibes of it, and usually Kaishen will redirect Euphoria to demonstrating things against him so that he can help put her energy in a non-adversarial way towards you. As he will, practice sword fighting with her and stuff, and doing the quick draw technique that you're trying to get him to do.
That reminds me, Euphoria, do you want Malral's sword?
Oh, Lightbringer?
Yeah,
Is it a finesse weapon?
it is, and it does a D8.
Oh.
And it also does an extra 1d8 against aberrations.
Send me the deets. I'll look it over.
It's the same thing as a sunblade, but instead of undead, it does aberrations.
Yep, it is the sword that formerly Jarek used before the Battle of Seven Spears killed all of his friends.
It is also, I believe, a +2 weapon.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So
Since I'm always
yeah. If you're
spellcasting,
cool with that, I'm cool with that.
You make more use out of it than I would. So yeah, Malraux would be like contemplating over the sword and be like, "Hey, Euphoria,
Hmm?
do you want this?"
This.
He just holds up the handle.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured that it would have, sentimental value.
Perhaps, but past is the past, and I'd rather it get properly used than just
sit on my waist gathering dust.
I mean, if you're certain, it does seem a mighty fine blade.
You'll be using it more than I would. Besides, gives me more of a chance to actually use more of my smithing in battle.
Well, if you're sure, then
Yeah, take it. And he almost like tosses it to you.
oh, thank you. It's awfully kind. I know this must mean a lot to you, considering where it came from. I'll do my best to stab people most efficiently with it.
I know you will. And he'll go ahead and give her a pat on the head.
That brings up a question. Our dear Kamar, now that you have yourself a pole to dance with, what does your staff of power look like?
That is a good question.
If you don't want to be
Um,
on the spot, you can think about it.
okay, I definitely have an idea for like having a long pole, but like in the center of it, having the big circle, almost like an ornate clock almost.
Uh-huh.
It's got like a little glass overlay, and it's got, instead of like just the normal two that you would see, it's got several like either really big long ones or really small ones, all in like this like almost gold vinyl wraparound on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
and I
cool.
like Roman numerals, so yeah,
We
anything like
love
that.
Roman numerals in this household.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So you have your clock staff now. That the friendly neighborhood hag who sells you guys most of the magic shit provides you. It's basically it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's a transient item. It basically has a undefined form that once you've paid the appropriate amount of gold and she gives it to you, it then takes on a form assuming who is the purchaser's desires of what it should look like. So that is how your staff became a time staff.
Nice.
Your will shaped it. So yeah, with that, everybody ready? Laryssa will strike a great Kamina pose as she goes, "All right, sluts, let's hit the road."
Definitely gonna be a trend now.
In a way, I'm happy to be called that again. It feels almost like I'm young again.
Again?
100 years old is quite a long time.
You telling me you were cool at some point?
Darling, I'm the coolest cool you'll ever know.
Okay, it's lame again. Let's go.
Oh,
You hate it when the elderly try to sound hip.
I'm with it.
When the ancient fae is trying to use modern words, suddenly everything is rizzed up based, and she doesn't understand what any of it means. And yeah, so with that, it will be a 3-day journey. Is there anything you wish to do on the road there, or do you wish to appear at the cave?
If Ilya has a second and not attached to Euphoria's hip.
Oh,
Of
it's not the
course.
hip.
Hey, yo.
Yo. She would definitely like a moment to kind of talk.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna kind of find her and poke around the corner a bit. Um, are you free for a second?
Oh, yes, of course.
Um, two things, actually. First thing, she's gonna. Is she sitting? Is she standing?
She's just sitting down, probably just having a cup of tea at this point.
Gonna scurry next to her and sit down. I wasn't able to say it when we were at Kaishin's village. But I'm just wanting to check in and make sure you're all right. I know you were looking kind of down. And I'm sorry I didn't come and ask how you were earlier.
No, it's quite all right. I suppose, in a way, I was battling a lot of complicated emotions, and I did need some time, so please do not blame yourself. I feel much better now, so I don't want you to worry.
Hard not to when you've grown so attached to someone, but I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing all right.
It's, well, you were there. You saw. It's a matter of how my family and friends passed, and how goblin tradition has their families pass. They felt so at odds with each other, burning the bodies. In my experience, that had only been a source of trauma. I think that Kaishen and the other folks in Nue Hue, they they taught me to see it a little bit differently. I think that helps. I think that helps a lot.
That's good. I'm glad you're able to see a new perspective, even if it was a bit difficult for your own.
Everyone has their own problems. It's just I haven't really had the chance to learn about many. Being a fae and all, we only mimic. We don't learn.
Well, I'm sure you're learning quite a bit now, especially with the different people we run into. And she kind of looks outside a bit. People you're getting close to. But I'm
As-
happy for you. um, but yes, I'm glad you're doing well. Second thing, if we have a bit of time, I noticed. I mean, they're the same, but not. But if you could help me a bit with my new staff.
Oh yes, of course.
I appreciate that.
Is there anything in particular? Don't know. Have you ever used one before?
Not quite. Only really spell books and scrolls, so
Well, when you
feels a bit
can,
heavy.
it can feel a bit heavy. This one, she tears up. This one is made of ice, which I suppose probably is a bit heavier than wood, but all the same. When you, when you cast your magic, what does it feel like?
What does it feel like?
Yes.
Hmm. guess it feels like an extension of myself, kind of flowing out of me. Feels a bit cold too now.
Doesn't have to feel cold, but don't think that I don't get a little smile whenever I see the cold. But I suppose we do practice magic a little bit differently, you and I. Mine just, I suppose, has always been a part of me, and the fey energies that I possess. But you studied. That's admirable. I don't think I would have had the attention span to learn how to manipulate the weave like you do.
Well, you're just so natural at it.
It's a blessing and a curse in that way.
Yeah. It does. It feels like I'm almost reciting something, like I've memorized it. So
Mm.
to have it maybe feel more a part of me would help.
Mm. When you use a staff, it is purely an extension of the powers that you feel dwelling within you. It may allow you to access some things that you did not know in the past, but we both know this immense power that dwells but within us. It's something we use to protect. And I know when you look at us, when you look at me, when you look at Shani and all the others, I know that's what you find most important. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I I do, more than anything. You all mean so much to me. I, I think I can take that and put it to use with this staff. Pretty good advice. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You seem uncertain, though, in body and mind.
Just get nervous learning new things, trying to be stronger. I know this could help though, so I don't know. This, so many things are happening at once, so I feel like it's getting a little overwhelming.
Hmm. Is the book coming along well?
I think so. Yeah.
Hmm.
Still a bit of a
Good.
rough draft though.
Now, I've never written any sort of book myself, but I think that it'll always feel like a rough draft until it's published.
I don't know if it ever will be, but if anything, it's been nice to write for myself,
Hmm.
see the journey.
Taking care of yourself is the most important thing that you can do.
I'll keep trying to, and everyone else as well.
Hmm. You can you can sort of sense with as Ilia's talking about this, there's something that she is holding back and is scared to say, but just kind of remains to be the strong one in it in the situation.
You seem a little uncertain, too.
It's
What's wrong?
not uncertainty, but something close. I wanted to say this back in Nue Hue. I was not strong enough, and now here I am struggling to say it again. You know that I'm not going to stay in the mortal realm forever.
No, I kind of figured that was the case. Being from the Feywild and all.
Well, when this is all over, I may need to tap into your expertise a bit, but I want to reestablish the link between the Feywild and this plane in my home, so that way all the children can see their families again.
That's
I
that's wonderful, though. Of course, I would do anything to help you with that.
when I go, I can come back, but I think you know that Feywild time works little strangely.
Well, I've got time magic on my side.
That is true. Do you think... Are you going to live forever with the magics that you have?
Uh, uh, I
If so, you must come by for tea. If so, I would love to have you.
I would love that. I've been contemplating things recently about what I want to do when this is all over. I think I will need a bit more time. We'll see.
Well, you'll always be able to contact, no matter how long it's been, and I would welcome the company very much, no matter how long it's been.
Tears up a little bit.
Hey, still got many good years.
Yeah. Let's make the most of them.
With pleasure.
She'll go and give her a hug.
Hugs back very tightly. Chin up. We'll always have each other.
Well. Okay, I'm gonna keep practicing with this some more. Thank you again.
Yes, of course. Let me know if you need anything else, darling.
Yeah, do. She'll kind of scurry up a little bit and kind of brush herself off before waving and giving one last look before walking out.
She'll just smile and look back very comfortingly.
All right. God, this whole family is gay as hell. So touching. Any other banters before you arrive?
As you walk out, you can see. Are we on the train, or are we just like still at the house?
You're basically like getting another wagon to take you there.
Wherever like we are, just like as soon as Kamar like walks out, they look up and they can just see Malral in the sky. Yeah! Says he has got new wings on his back.
What? Malra?
I can fly! He just flies off. That's it.
Laryssa goes, I can fly. It's not like a big deal.
Magic's wild.
Jack very wild.
Oh, I assure you, it's not magic. I was born with them. And
That was it. That's all I wanted to do.
all right. I'm gonna drop one final like gotta have Laryssa prod people in her particularly grating way. So she will approach Euphoria at some point.
Oh, good. Yes, yes.
So I've been noticing that like you are like just drowning in like people who like want to bang you.
You've noticed that, have you?
Yeah, like I'm pretty observant. People don't think so because, like I'm usually like not looking at them because I don't care. But I can assure you that I have definitely noticed the sheer amount of like fuck you eyes that like people keep giving you. And I think frankly it's probably like making people uncomfortable, but that's fine. I understand how moms are.
Oh, well, I don't strive to make people uncomfortable. I just, it's hardly my fault if people look at me that way.
Yeah, like I'm frankly surprised you have time to keep adventuring because like I assume they're keeping you like really busy.
Only if I let them, darling.
Well, yeah, that's like normally how it works.
Is there I sense there's an inquiry that follows this observation.
Oh, well, I was just wondering if like I was assuming you guys were already fucking, but it seems like you're not, which is weird. Like, you kind of take me as somebody who would, so I guess that's on me for assuming. But like what are you gonna do about it? It's like not often that there's actually not like some like femcel in this party. So like meeting somebody who actually has a chance of banging is like huge.
What? I don't think I've ever quite met someone as refreshingly straightforward as you, Laryssa. It's quite the breath of fresh air sometimes.
I have that effect on people.
Well, I presume you're implying my relationship with Ilya.
Oh yeah, and like, Kai Shen, he's been definitely I could sense some, real pent up daddy vibes. And so that's why like I was curious. You know, it's brave of you to like try and take on so many at once.
Well, normally you'd be right, and I probably would make a move without any sort of hesitation or regret. But it's a little different, I think, when you find yourself really caring about someone. You get a little nervous about making a wrong step. But we'll see. Who knows what's gonna happen? Typically, I will say though, I try to keep things strictly professional, at least till the job's done.
Oh yeah, I could tell how professional you've been being. Like you and Ilya like taking on mom roles and like googly eyeing at each other. Like that's what I would normally expect from a consummate professional. So I'm glad to see you're upholding like such high industry standards.
Mm. It's that obvious then, huh?
Yeah, like I'm used to like when like your daughter would always get super flustered, basically around anybody who talked to her. So like, the fact that like, you're basically just doing like your own vibe of that to people is like kind of consistent. Maybe it's like a family trait. Which speaking of, if you guys, if you get pregnant or you get somebody pregnant, please be careful around Ilya. I think she might eat children.
I Firstly, I don't believe she eats children, and second
I
of
don't know.
all,
We did meet a fae, and I would say that's at least 50% of the fae that we had in that room were concerned about eating people.
also, that aside, I've had children. I'm probably done. My children are, as you know, grown and gone.
Yeah,
So.
that means they probably won't get eaten. So you should be very like assured that that's not going to happen. But I'm just saying, like Kaishin was talking about like breeding.
Her face is gonna go so like purple, like magenta purple. He did he?
I don't
You
know.
must
Maybe
continue
it's
the
still...
bloodline.
Maybe there's snacks. I don't know what you guys do when I'm not there.
Well, that is interesting, Laryssa. Thank you for that information.
So yeah, just be careful. If you get pregnant, please keep Ilya at a safe distance when she's hungry. And secondly, good luck like trying to take on that sheer amount of like action at once. I do notice you do wield, so I guess you're already prepared. And she kind of like slaps you on the back and just walks away.
No.
First of all, I just want to say I absolutely love that Lily's laugh can get picked up from my mic on the other side of the apartment. You know what, Laryssa? You know what? We should hang out more. You are a true delight.
I get that a lot. So yeah, like, if the world doesn't get destroyed because we fuck up in some way, like I'm down for some drinks, whore. Like, let's go slam them back and like, let's just go be like some crazy sluts.
That sounds like a really great time.
I always knew you had like a horny slut heart, and she kind of like taps you on the chest.
She'll give her a little tap on the chest back.
As Kamar always says, sluts gotta stick together.
Sluts gotta stick together. Is Kamar amongst these numbers? That kind of struck me by surprise.
She was the one who like even suggested it. Like,
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, like, there's some real like big slut energy in her.
I'm starting to realize there's a lot of things I don't know about the people who live with us.
People don't normally tell their mom stuff, so it checks out.
I'm starting to realize that too.
Oh, there's the cave.
Anyway.
I had to have, since I've got so much Laryssa screen time, I have to make her comment about everything.
Euphoria's just thinking to herself, like, all right, we're going to have the cave in, and we're going to leave her there. Never going to see her again.
But I think we will wrap things up here for tonight on the precipice of the cave. Who knows what lies inside? I hope you guys had fun.
Always. Always.
I was happy I got to do so much uncensored Laryssa talking.
So good.
We have
Real
to thank,
Laryssa hours.
we really have to thank Kamar for getting her out of her sad slump and unleashing the slutner and really unleashing the slut in all of us. But yes, I hope everybody had fun. If you haven't done so already, please go check out these wonderful players. They're all amazing people in their own right, and I misspelled players. Also, if you haven't done so already, please give me a follow here on Twitch, give me a sub over on YouTube, a follow on Twitter, and you can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. That is it for tonight. My face hurts from Laryssaing so long. But I will be back here on Wednesday for some more art stream. It's gonna be comfy. We're gonna listen to music, talk about D&D stuff because I'm gonna be doodling. And yeah, it should be a good time. Aside from that, you are all good beans, and I feel like if there was a drinking game for the word slut this session, you would be dead.
True.
All right, everybody. If you are a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you're a sub, please copy down the night message. We're going to be rating a fellow Death Knight. I think I misspelled his name. I did. Dirge is currently playing Hunt Showdown with some other peeps that I know, and he's a good bean. He's a friend of one of my IRL friends. So let's go send them some love, wish them luck as they hit the bayous, murdering, slaying, and laying. And I hope everybody has a great night and the sweetest of dreams. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.